I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm just going to have to
Roll call. Bradshaw.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
Palmer.
Here.
Porter.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
Walden.
Here.
Can I have someone approve the minutes from the May 19th, 2026?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Bradshaw.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Palmer.
Yes.
Porter.
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Okay. We're moving on to public comments. We have some people in the audience. Would you like to speak at this time, or do you want to speak later?
I'm not, this is my first city council meeting, so I'm not familiar with the
I don't-
quorum or anything like that. The reason Joni and I are here tonight, I think most of you know we opened up the restaurant here in town recently. We're badly in need of an air conditioner upgrade. The dining room's getting hot. The first electric bill was crazy, and we're coming here to ask if TIF money would be available for something like that for the restaurant.
Something that's it.
I think it's in the TIF district.
Oh, yes, because Hell's Brothers was. Yeah, it is. Oh, Hell Brothers was.
Have you priced anything yet?
I haven't. I wanted to come here and talk to you guys first before I even did the application. I know there's an application process, of course, that wanted to see the sirens working. Just wanted to see if it was an option for us.
So what we've been doing, we'll have you go ahead and fill out the application stuff, because there's no cost to you or anything to do the application. Turn that in, and then we review it, and then see if it fits into the TIF stuff, and then we'll vote on whether or not to send it on to the TIF agency to see, for follow-up from that. But Janet can give you one of the application packets if you don't already have one.
Okay, great. Yeah, we need one.
Just fill it out and give it to Janet.
I don't think there's a fee for the application. However, if you get the loan, I think you need,
Yes.
the application fee is included in that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, just want to make that clear.
yeah, but it don't cost anything to put in for it.
I think we were told by somebody that the first step was to come here to a meeting, so that's what we wanted to do. So I appreciate y'all hearing us.
Thank
We'll
you.
get the application in.
Thank you for starting your business. Thank you. We are fortunate to have a restaurant up and running. I truly appreciate it myself personally.
Like it.
It's something positive for our community.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's great.
Well, hopefully we can get it cooled down a little bit. Next couple of months coming, it's going to be even hotter. And we're struggling to keep it under 80 in there on the hot days right now. And I don't even want to say out loud. So, yeah.
Hey, that's enough.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Might as well wait. Don't go out for
Since this is public comments, that is our new siren going off, new tornado siren that was purchased. Glad we have it, especially with the storm weather for tomorrow. We'll have to find out if down in the area your parents and I live can hear it.
I'm waiting on
I'm
him.
already getting
She's actually just texted me because my house is technically outside of the affecting rain, so she can hear.
It's up higher than what it was before.
She said she can hear about the same, maybe not quite as loud.
My daughter said she didn't hear it.
She in the house?
It's higher
You won't
decibels
hear
than
it
the
if
old
you're in the
one.
house.
No, yeah.
I do usually walk outside.
Probably
Yeah, you won't hear it.
I don't think they got wound out yet.
those first couple seem like they were pretty low, so they're amping it up.
Do you think it's going to go off again or is it finished?
Keep on going.
Yeah, we go back with it.
Okay, it doesn't look like the engineer is here.
What about Katie? Do you have anything?
I don't, I'm just here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't have
Thank
anything you
you.
wanted to bring up.
And Jack's not here to tell us if the
He
engineer's.
is running late.
Okay, and
should be
the
here shortly.
engineer. Do you know if Jack has spoken to the engineer recently?
He speaks to him every day, but Jack will be here in just a few minutes. He's just
Okay.
running late. He had to, his girls are at sporting stuff and he's trying to get here.
Okay. So, he's water, so we'll wait until Jack's here for water.
Yeah, we can just come back.
Unless, is Tanya here?
I'm here.
Do you want to tell anything with, any update with being the water collector?
I'm working on calculating the bills. Hopefully gonna print them and send them Thursday. I would just like to remind everyone that, we are audited every year, and as aldermen, employees, anybody, we need to make sure our water bills are paid on time. They do look at every employee and my family members to make sure I'm not giving any breaks. And we do have some people that owe, and we need to make sure that we set good examples and get our bills paid on time.
Okay. Have you spoken to any of those people directly?
More than once, yes.
Okay.
How long has it been going on? Monthly or?
I have one that hasn't been, it's not paid in full since, I believe, December. Auditors did question me about it.
Progression 11-12.
Are they like, we're like everybody else, right? Shut off notice and all that?
Sounds like Bill, you'll need to stay on top of that.
Has been. Nothing's coming up
I don't know what you mean, nothing's.
I think we do have an ordinance that states if you are, I don't know this, but I thought there was an ordinance that if you're running for alderman or if you work, that all of your bills need to be paid up in full. I don't know that for sure.
It is, it says you have to be in good standing with the city.
So you probably need to look more into it. But you said not only aldermen, it was employees as well? So it definitely needs looked into. That could be a legal issue.
That could be a fruitful one.
Anything else? Dana, do you have anything else, Tanya? How many people are behind on paying?
I've started the list. It's not terrible. I mean, I gotta make some phone calls, which I plan on doing, but it's about normal.
When does the water rates go up? Does it that, or has it gone up? I can't
They
remember.
already went up.
Because I had
For
someone
the
say,
February bill.
on February, because someone said something to me and I couldn't remember. And I told them that it's scheduled out for so many years. Like, I said it was a planned thing, it's not something new.
I think we have one more year of increases, and then we'll need to decide if we want to continue it for the next 5 years. I brought that up at I don't know how many, I lose track. I had told them that this was last year, but I think we have one more year.
One more year.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Okay. that's what I told someone, I'm like, it was in the work, I mean, it wasn't something new with us just finishing the plant. I said, it was scheduled, there's a scheduled time for that, I told them. Okay. Dana, did you have anything from the water department you want to share?
The discharge monitoring report, I got it done, on the 8th. So that's already done.
And was this the one that the EPA,
Yeah,
that we got the letter from?
yeah.
That was like a year late?
No,
This one-
that one's gotta be done monthly. And there was 3 months that were missed.
Okay.
But those have been done and submitted and caught up, and then I've done the last 3. So they've been done on time.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad they're done. And, are there any other reports that need to be completed before this month is over?
There's the consumer confidence report that's gotta be done in July. It's a yearly thing, but it's almost done.
Okay.
Yeah, the operator report and the CSO, I did them the first week of the month also.
Thank you. Next is streets.
Bill opened up the tree bids on Friday.
3 different copies here.
Had 4 different companies bid it, and there's a pretty good spread between them.
You open these already?
Yeah, we opened them basically on Friday at 10 with the, just due to budget constraints, not knowing where to come in at. Then we can pick and see how we're gonna do it. We might eliminate some of the trees off of it and stuff.
Was this posted? Was this posted in the newspaper?
Doesn't have to be, it's not high enough to do anything like that. It's not over $25,000. Technically, you don't even have to get bids, so.
It's under what, 7,000?
The budget- No,
Budget was 8, but we've already spent 1,000.
yeah, so the budget's at 7. You'll see one in there for 11,000 something. I would say we accept that bid and use part of the sidewalk budget. Because that's pretty pricey, all those trees are good compared to the rest of them.
What do we have in there for the year?
We budget 8,000, and we had to spend 1,000 on the storm damage one down there in front of Edison to get it so it didn't fall on my house.
We won't get any of that. We didn't turn that into insurance, did we? Okay. I was gonna say, that's not worth bothering with.
Yeah.
We got plenty in the, well, you still have enough to do all the sidewalks you planned on doing.
Yes,
We had already
we'll see
kind
what we're gonna do there, yeah.
of, did you bid, had those been bid out already?
We don't have bid that yet.
Okay.
When were they open? Because usually bids are open at the whole council.
You can open bids whenever you want. They open sewer bids Fridays at 2 or whatever.
It has to be posted, the time when you put
If
it
it's
out.
over $1 amount, yeah. These are complimentary bids, really. Like I said, it's not over $25,000
Yeah.
on the bottom side.
And that's the 11,000 we already used anyway, isn't it? That Coleman?
Yeah, Coleman.
Yeah, it's the same one we've been doing.
Just a question on the bid. There's a few lines that are blank. Is that just because he didn't bid them, or is that just because he's just got big handwriting?
These are multiple trees here, so that would be blank. And that would be first and going down, so that'd be that.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
a complete bid though. Okay, just making sure.
So yeah, that's,
On these bids, it says, prices to include cut, haul off, clean up, stump removed, leveled, and seeded area. I was under the understanding that you guys were doing all that for Coleman.
no, we're not doing that anymore. With Dana's new assignments.
You're not doing it anymore, or
Do what?
you're not doing it anymore?
No, with Dana's new assignments, we don't have the manpower to do that anymore,
Okay.
so it's all complete now.
Still, how many trees is that?
14 trees,
It's a pretty good price. Some of those,
some of them pretty good sized trees.
Is that including like emergency response, like if we have the storm come through, Coleman will come through and clean it all up? Or are you guys still doing it?
We still do that,
You'll still do that?
but if there's storm damage.
If there's a tree that needs to be cut, though, Coleman will cut it. And
Yeah, if he's got this contract, they'd be going to get the call, but they want to hang over a house or something.
I think, the way I always understood it was the lowest bid gets it. But I'm kinda with these guys that I think the bids should, if you're gonna bid something out, it should be opened up at the meeting. That's the way all the bids have always been handled that I've been involved with, so I don't know.
Bids over 25,000 or what dollar amount? you're talking about?
I don't remember what the dollar amount was. I think it was,
See, I actually don't even have to bid that stuff. It's complimentary bid stuff. When it comes down to it,
Okay, but-
state law is 25,000 and above.
well, why did we bid it?
But we have an ordinance for that, right?
An ordinance says if possible,
Yeah.
over
And then
2,500.
the attorney
It's not
said
an
it was a good
ordinance, actually,
idea.
it's a resolution. The resolution is what was passed at the time.
He's right.
So, I just, basically what that is due diligence to show you that I've been using the right contractor all these years, that's the lowest one.
Okay.
If that's what you're trying to.
No, I think the one that I was involved with was a demolition of a property. So it was quite a bit more money. And it was literally sealed bids that came in and the mayor opened them at the meeting.
Right.
And it was my understanding at that time that we took the lowest of those bids and we have to,
Right.
right?
You don't have to take the lowest.
You.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
actually, you don't.
You.
Okay, you can say you don't all day long, but that's what I was told.
Typically, you take the lowest. However, if you're not sure about the work ethics and stuff like that, then you can take one that you know is reputable.
Yeah,
It's a
see,
little
and
higher.
that's the question with all of it, which ones are reputable, which ones, I mean, it's already a
I
requirement
think
that they're
that's-
insured and bonded before they could ever think about it.
I think that's one of the reasons that
Right.
prevents like those fly-by-night people.
We had one.
And we'd like to keep the business
Didn't take the
local.
lowest one. I don't remember what that, was that the demolition of a house? There was one, remember we opened all the bids and we ended up, we took this, not the lowest, but the next lowest one. Because there was
Years
an
back,
issue.
the demolition of the 3 buildings on Chestnut Street, the place of Jory was the lowest bid, and we skipped it and went with different.
Yeah.
Just to give it more local
I think we
business
did
or,
that.
No, the reputation.
A reputation,
Reputable,
yeah.
People did the due
Okay.
diligence backwards and did research on the companies, and it was,
so we do not have to take the lowest bid.
No, but you have to have a legit.
You have to have a legit
Like, it
reason
has
not
to
to
be-
take
Okay,
the lowest bid.
okay.
Did you get certificates from everybody to make sure they're updated on their insurance? Because on this bid, it
Yes.
says certificates
Yes, they,
are supposed to be turned in.
there's one person that didn't, but he did actually. He had, it was plastic, so they all had insurance, but his plastic and will not go through that machine for some reason. Would not copy it, but they all had insurance.
Sweet.
Do we have to do bonded too? Just insurance?
Do we just put
You know.
this on the agenda to officially
It
vote?
says it'll be voted on June
That's it.
16th. Says
It can't be
right
voted on tonight. You
here.
can't
I
do
know,
a
I
vote.
agree.
You can make a suggestion for that, which one to go with.
Or put it on the agenda for the next
didn't you
meeting.
vote at the last committee of the whole meeting?
I wasn't at the last committee of the whole meeting.
You voted on something the last committee of the whole, because I think I asked Shannon about it. I think you guys voted on the rock or something. Yeah, rock on the agenda, we voted at the last committee of the whole. Because I didn't think you could vote at a committee meeting either.
Whenever you ask for the rock.
Yeah.
But we don't, because of these,
usually don't
these
vote
are
on
under
that.
the amount, we could go with what you suggest.
Yeah, just what it is.
Under
Right.
25,000.
We don't have to,
We don't have to put
we
it
don't have to
on
bid on it or make a vote on it at all.
Well, I don't know, you got my spending limit at $250
Yeah,
a
I
day.
was gonna say, it's.
Has to be voted
on.
We have to vote on it to spend that much money. We can't authorize it just in a committee. It still has to go on the agenda. We can tell them that we're going to put it on the agenda, and if there's a time issue, since it's several weeks, but, yeah, we can't vote on it tonight. if
No,
approved
you can't vote on it tonight.
Did you vote on the rock then?
They did get voted on, yeah.
Do we
And they
So
got
is that
passed.
wrong? Is the rock approved or not approved?
We didn't
I
vote on that.
It was passed at the last month.
Because you're saying you can't vote at a committee meeting, and
Am I
you did
wrong?
vote. so-
It doesn't say anything, it doesn't say anything in the minutes about,
We didn't.
The rock at the last meeting.
it doesn't, it says one
So
tree,
did we-
the only thing,
So the rock, I think, was on the meeting before. I thought we took care of that at the,
Just to prove the amount, I think.
yeah, I thought we did that at the,
I can't remember.
we didn't.
Yeah, the amount was $10,000 for rock for the oil seal program. And I brought it up at the committee meeting, two back, and it didn't make the agenda.
I was gonna say, I thought we had it on
So
the.
brought it back up. So I talked to Bill, and he brought it to the committee of the whole meeting. And then I was told that it was voted on. And I questioned, because I didn't think you could vote at it.
I could have swore we did, but I might be wrong.
in the minutes, there's nothing about, there's nothing,
We'd have to listen to all.
you weren't even at the last,
No, I wasn't,
meeting.
nope, but I called to find out if it was approved or not.
Yeah, I thought we did
Text.
vote on it.
It was on the agenda. I know.
For the
it's
I think
not
I
in the
got a copy of
minutes.
the text that said it was voted on and approved.
County.
The only thing it says on there needs streets is one tree's received storm damage, and there was question about the old dump truck, if it will be for sale.
I can pull the audio and listen to it.
When I texted you, Janet, you said it was
Right
voted
there,
on
I,
and approved?
I really think we voted on it. Yes.
You do.
I believe it was approved.
I don't think you can-
We couldn't vote.
I thought we had already taken care of that.
We missed it from the
That was-
call when I put it
that
on
was
the
rock.
agenda.
That was rock back, that's the 5H rock.
Oh, that's why.
CA 16 chips.
Need to start doing it now anyway, do we?
Well, in the past, I know that
Yes, it's in my minutes.
No, I
you
mean,
would have made that
it
decision
ain't like he's gonna
with
take
your
for
votes. It
tomorrow.
would not have been the council.
So, I mean, why can't it wait till July to?
They didn't have this 250 spending
That's
until
on the agenda. We can't do it tonight.
whoever made that one. That's
See,
been
that-
made.
That was a resolution. The resolution is not really a law or anything. It's an opinion of the council at that time. So, if you read that resolution too, the street superintendent has a spending limit of $250, but the clerk has a spending limit of $500. I'm not for sure what the clerk does every day for running the city, but
That
maybe
was
you
from
guys
the-
could adjust it all to the 500. I don't know.
Yeah, that was for, because there's printer cartridges.
Well, I can't get a truckload of rock.
You can't,
So,
you can't buy anything for $250
No, I can't even
nowadays.
call up and order that
Darren,
solid road back.
I wonder
It needs
if
to be
the-
higher amount if they're gonna do that.
So Darren, I wonder if the rock, if we got the two rock things mixed up.
It wasn't mixed up.
No, I mean, I wonder if we thought we were still last month talking about the one we approved already. Cause I don't remember it even coming up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
See, I was under the impression, I
just
thought
missed
we were
the
talking
minutes.
about the one that we'd already done. So does the second round of rock need voted on then still?
I guess.
They
I
just
thought-
need to speak
I was told it was
to
voted on
the
at the
chairman.
committee whole meeting last time, so I don't know what's going on.
It's not like that has to be on the agenda.
Put that on
Because we
agenda.
can do it.
We'll put it on the agenda just to make it official, but if you need to do it in between.
That's the thing. That's the thing right now. I don't even know if I can get the chips because, that's why I started early enough because once they start making it, then, right now I think Nokomis has reserves on all of it for Shelby and Christian County. So you can't get chips out of Nokomis. So
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
about 30, 45 days cost me.
I guess I need to,
time.
I guess I need to read that resolution better, read it again or something.
Yeah.
Because the resolutions aren't in the handbook, in our books, that's just ordinances in our book.
Right. I have a book of resolutions, I can print them all for you.
Well, I just, that one, that seems to be the issue at the moment.
On that resolution, I think Gary's the only one that's still, the name on the front is the only one still here from that resolution when it passed, so.
It was,
Like I said, a resolution is an opinion at that time, but it's not law abiding, it's nothing like that. An ordinance is by far.
Right. Well, in my opinion, 250 is too low.
And that was an ordinance.
That was an ordinance. That
That's
was a
an
resolution.
ordinance?
Yes,
'cause
that
it
was an ordinance.
I think it was the first meeting that I.
Was that a resolution that was in my box up here then, or ordinance?
That was an ordinance.
Ordinance 774.
Yeah.
So do we, just for clarification, if we put the rock on the agenda for July, does he have to wait to order it? Or can he go ahead and,
I'll wait till it's passed.
I mean, because we know it's gonna pass.
It's stretched out that far.
But like he said, the 2-week delay may cost us the ability to get it, period. So what's the city attorney here to ask him what the legality of, if they can put it on the agenda to vote to spend the money, but sometimes you have to order stuff timing wise before it can fall on the meeting.
Can we just view it as an emergency and just pass it through that way? No.
So yeah, just
Darren,
note at the council meeting, just let me know if it passes then.
Darren, will they let you go ahead and order it? I mean, do you have to pay for it up front?
No. But they're not gonna hold it either, so.
If Janet goes back and sees that we voted on this at the last meeting and it got approved, can you go ahead and order?
I don't know if it's legal to go
It
to the
would be
committee of the
legal.
whole
It
meeting.
would have to go at council.
That's what we did.
No,
No,
you
you
did it at
didn't.
you did it at a committee of the
No.
whole. It has to be
I
at
know we didn't vote on it.
We voted on it.
We didn't vote on it, because you weren't here at the
I
last
wasn't
one.
here.
I know we didn't vote on anything where we went around and took an official vote. I don't think we,
I'll pull the audio, I'm pretty sure.
we'll have to check. If we
This
did,
is
it's
whole
not
and this
binding, so it doesn't matter.
This is whole.
It's still
So we don't actually have
And then the minutes aren't right
the
either.
minutes. We don't have the right minutes from the last meeting.
So
We all
council meeting in
accepted
July. So council meeting in July, you'll vote on the rock and the tree bid for Bill Coleman, then, right?
Yes.
We'll move on from there.
Yep.
We touched on the spending limit. I don't know if you guys want to address that sometime about raising that. I mean, simple things that we get are the aggregate. You can, it depends on how you want to look at it. I can go get spending limit at 250. I can fuel up the backhoe and a pickup truck and be there, and then not realize what I've done and go buy a part somewhere, and I'm over the limit. So
Is it per transaction or total of the?
I don't know what it is. It was passed and never enforced, and now all of a sudden it's showed up, so I don't know.
I've been operating under the under the impression that it was $1,000 a day. That's how it's been since I started. I didn't know any different until
That's what it used to be.
last council meeting.
Does that seem to work pretty good at
It can go up to $1,000 if you get a hold of your chairperson and the mayor.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, we're a little bit different, I guess. A lot of our stuff is when we have big expenditures, a lot of it's emergency. And at that point, like if we need anything done with the water system, you know, I'm gonna do it as best I see fit and bring it to you guys. Like I've got plenty of things on the list that I've done that have been over $1,000, and if you guys have issue with it, we can talk about it, but stuff that just needs done, day-to-day operation stuff, you know, that's what the budget's for as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Day to day, and then it's at 250, and possibly you gotta get in a lot of trouble over it.
Do you have 774?
And then, yeah, we can go up to that, but, you know, we're
Not sure.
hired to be the street superintendent. We should be entrusted into not having to call 3 or 4 different people just to get the spending limit up to $500.
And you do have, but we do make a budget, like the whole thing with the rock. I mean, it was budgeted.
You know, there's some places the budget passed. Think about where you work at. Budget passed and that department manager is in charge of that budget. He has to answer for anything and all things that happen underneath that budget. And in the past, that's what it was, but if it was over $1,000, we brought it to the council to make sure everything's good. So, yeah, if you address that a little bit, that would be.
I'll look at both of those, the minutes and the resolution.
And then, I was talking with Jack the other day, he said that he is, when he's going to the new water plant, he's getting a different internet system. So I'll have to get a different one because I was bootlegging off him. So, I'll check and see if it's CTI or Sparklight or whoever's the cheapest, or if you guys think he's going CTI, if we stay with one company, whatever you recommend.
City Hall got CTI, and then the package I was looking at, it was like $60 a month.
The police department has CTI as well.
Yeah, so they've got an account number for us. I've already got ours kind of ball rolling on ours, R2 stuff, but.
So, I don't know if you'll have to vote on that because that's a recurring bill. Or you just, I mean, we already have it going on with one.
Service.
That should just,
another.
I was gonna say, we should just get one bill with everybody on it and then just go on the warrant sheet, so.
No, we get separate, because
Yeah,
police is
PD
separate
comes
than
separate.
general, and I think you set yours up separate.
Yeah, every address will have its own
Since
bill.
they all come out of different funds.
It'll still go to the warrant sheets.
Yeah, it's a service,
So just
it's a service.
Yeah.
follow the CTI with Jack then.
Yep.
Okay. And that's all I have.
Darren, do you, tomorrow, if you get a chance, is there room at the city shed down there to put the old tornado siren down there? It's sitting out back right now, but Herbie and I don't think the storm tomorrow could damage it or do anything, but like Herbie said, you never know when somebody pulls up and takes it off on a flatbed truck and scraps it, or
Yeah, what are you gonna do with it?
we're hoping to talk to Greg and see if it can be installed on the south end of town somewhere and be resalvaged and used.
It's outdoor siren, so it can be stored outside or
Well-
inside, or has it got exposed?
There's
inside?
exposed wires too.
Yeah, where they had to take
Inside,
it off
yeah.
the pole,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
got,
we'll find a spot for it.
yeah, if you don't mind, just,
No, we got a spot for it, we'll figure it out.
400 pounds probably.
yeah, it's pretty good
Back up,
size.
fix it up.
So, pinch it with the backhoe.
I just don't want
I'll
to,
come pick it up tomorrow and I'll take it down there and put it, is it on the pallet? No?
No,
Okay. We'll figure it out.
appreciate it.
I was wondering if the generator's up and operational yet.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
10-4. Might need it tomorrow.
And once again,
Yeah.
have we decided, Darren, on that old dump truck? That guy at work asked me again about it. I mean, if it's not,
yeah, there's about 3 different people, 4 different, actually the school's even interested in it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, for the plow part of it. So, I guess find out, I don't know. See, it won't be worth, you can take bids on it again, but, I mean, you're not gonna get very high, because it's
Well, we did
the
seal,
1983 or 85, I don't remember which one it is.
so we did seal bids on the old police car when we sold it. I think that's probably sealed
Sealed
bids, posted, available to the public, and
So
have a
that-
cutoff date, and then we'll just open them at the next meeting.
Yeah,
did that with the old truck too.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we just need to move on, sell it, so yeah, I'll get it out.
It has to be posted.
Yeah.
Something
Get it
or
out.
something.
Well, Darren, you can get the specifics to Janet that you can post it on the Facebook page or whatever, and
I
the
mean,
city
the mileage is
website.
unknown and all that stuff. None of that stuff works now. So it's just international.
There's probably parts on it though that somebody would be interested in.
Yeah. You throw it in a can, think about a shade tree guy fix it up or something.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll get it out and then we'll get some pictures or whatever.
Hey, on these trees, Darren,
Do what?
The trees that you got listed,
Yep.
but there's 3 at Lori Butch. Are they real bad? I mean, cause it's been sitting empty over there for,
Yeah, I don't know if that, when that house burnt, if it,
I mean, yeah,
you know, one of them's got a big, we trimmed one, and, the other one's an ash tree, I think.
I know the one on the north side, you know, that,
Yeah, these are the 3 on the west side, starting from the north coming this way, there's 4 on that west side.
the one down there by the alley was split in half.
Yeah, that's actually on the other side of
Yeah.
That's on their sidewalk.
Yeah, that's on the other side.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yep, so one's on this west end down there. So I don't know, they've been dropping limbs like,
I didn't know, I mean, because it's
Yeah.
been sitting there since it was burnt, and I didn't.
yeah, daily, it's been, yeah. They're just, you know, I mean, that place got hot, so I don't know how long it damages trees or what it does. But we trimmed that, I think twice in that area there. Those are the ones hanging over the road for safety reasons.
I left it at home with somebody was talking about some tree lines. I can't remember what road it was. I'll get with you on it and let you know where it's at.
Needs trimmed or what?
Yeah, they're over the roadway. It says when they drive underneath it, it's in top of their vehicle. I'll have to go by there and look. I can't remember where it was at.
That's, yeah, we got questions on the bottom of that, tree bed sheet. There are 4 roads that are gonna get trimmed too.
I saw that.
Yeah, the road then from point A to point B, so I
I
don't
think it
know
might
if
have been Third Street, but it ain't on there.
that, 3rd Street, we were gonna trim it, but we just, the trees just need to come down, hammer and get the centers out of it, and then they're just not here. And then we got over here by the elevator to trim those back so the semis can pass each other. And the same time, street from Second Street, and then over here by the, street shed. So the school buses will drive on those.
And maybe it's their mind that's been getting full of things to do. So that's not really we should do that.
I'm trying to listen to him. Sorry.
Yeah, Darren was still talking about the trees and can't hear you.
Right.
I'm done.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Is there anything else, Darren?
No, that's all I got.
Thank you for explaining those. I was listening. Anyone else have anything for Darren? We'll go back to water. Jack, you weren't here when Dana said the reports are completed.
It's a good number for the daily expenditures.
Is there anything else?
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more. I talked to Bill and Travis about some maintenance being done at the full water treatment plant. We've got pumps that were installed in the late 1977. They're at a point on their shafts where the shafts wear. We have to regularly replace the, it's called stuffing, or packing. I'm sure you've heard of it. It lubricates the shaft, essentially. It runs through there, has water go through it. The shaft is at a point where it's so worn and ground down. We had Vandeventer here. They're worried that the shaft is going to bend and the pump is going to roll over. So Burdick was here last Wednesday with a crane to move our nitrate tanks to the new water treatment plant. So we had Burdick's crane at no cost to the city pull those pumps and send them to Decatur to a pump shop. Pull one pump, send it to Decatur to a pump shop. They're like 30 feet long. They're like 30 feet down into the underground steel well. So I would say at a minimum, we're looking at a shaft replacement. They're gonna work everything up basically so we can kind of piecemeal it all the way up to a full pump replacement. You know, we're spending like 15 grand on controls and VFDs for these pumps through the project. Through these state funded projects, you can't do any pump maintenance or replacement with these EPA loans. So we knew that there was kind of something coming, but having the crane scheduled there, it just really saved us a lot of money as far as initial maintenance fees. I will tell you, I've got quotes from replacing this pump from 2008. So at some point, somebody looked and said, this pump needs replaced. It's never been pulled since it was installed, as far as our records are concerned. So that is something that's hanging out in the air a little bit. Wasn't approved. We tried to put new packing in the shaft probably 4 or 5 times. This is the last go around, and the 3 of us have done it, 3 or 4 times in the past over the last 8 years successfully. And this time couldn't do it, so we brought Ricky Bingaman in from Van Deventer. He couldn't do it. Basically recommended we needed to have this shaft replaced. So that's where that's at. Pumps indicator, and I will give you an update when I hear about possible repairs. We had a water tower inspection done. These are done every 3 to 5 years, which is a recommendation from the state. The last time we had one done was 2022. So just because the state recommends it a certain time frame doesn't mean we have to follow that. But one of the companies, one of the subcontractors that has to climb the water tower inside of this project, their safety standard is a 3-year inspection. So they have to have any towers that they climb have to be done within the last 3 years. So that was something that we had to get closed out before the project closes out in July. So Anderson, they've got to climb our tank to put repeaters up there for the new plant and out to the wells. So all that work's been completed. I got Angel to invoice, or Dana got Angel to invoice today. It was $3,200. Pittsburgh Tank and Tower, they did both towers though, instead of just doing one. And that's again one of those things that had we not done it in this time frame, it would have been we would likely have to extend this project, which more engineering fees, The next thing I got is the fencing. The fence guys showed up last week and they questioned whether or not we wanted any kind of privacy slats inside the fence. Right now what we've got is just regular chain link with barbed wire. They've got like the black slat inserts that you can put inside the chain link itself to make a privacy fence. They said they could do that with inside the water treatment plant project, be $4,200 installed. And if we wanted them to just furnish the slats, it'd be $2,100. I don't know if anybody's has an opinion on that either way, but it was something they wanted you guys to be aware that there were no slats included in the initial plan set.
And then, do we need them?
No, like I said, it's strictly privacy. It's
Yeah,
just,
alright.
you know.
You got barbed wire on top and everything.
Yeah, they'll be plenty secure.
I don't, you think we need them for anything, Jack?
Okay.
I mean, what's your opinion on it?
Just said I'd bring it to the board. I mean, it's a nicer fence. You know, it'll look more like a more finished fence, but nothing integrity-wise. No safety issues, nothing like that. And it's also something, if we decide we do want to install them, we can have them finish the fence a certain way to where later down the road, if we decide we do want a privacy fence, we can purchase that slatting and install it ourselves. So that's probably what I'll tell them to do. And then kind of a little bit more down the road stuff. I know I talked to you guys about a well cleaning. Trying to get one company to commit to multiple well cleanings over the next couple of years. None of them are interested in that. Their prices go up quite a bit every year. So the 3 quotes I've gotten for cleaning well 12 are between 10 and 15,000. They're not apples to apples. One company is like a 24-hour clean, and then another company is a 5-day clean. So trying to get their bids a little closer together, but it won't be like we won't take a bid for multiple years of service, which would benefit us obviously, but they're not interested in it. So it'll just be one well this year. Probably have to rebid again next year.
Has to be done every year.
No, basically it just depends on the drawdown of the pump. So the pressure when we kick a pump on, what the discharge pressure is compared to how much the water gets sucked down in the well column. And in well 12, that's, that distance is going further and further apart.
It's the
So then
worst.
you know it's, okay, they're getting plugged up, full of iron. It'd probably be fine for another couple of years, but it's one of those things you don't want to get to the point where it's drawing so hard that it's,
And the price is going up.
of course, price is always going up. It's something that is done regularly, especially where we're at. Our wells are very, very deep. They're just, a few feet off the bottom of that aquifer. So that's kind of a future thing, but near future. And that's pretty much all I had.
What about at the wells, well, 10 through 12 or whatever?
10 was done in 2000, 11 was done in 22. What do you mean?
Talking about the property.
Oh,
How's
well,
that
setback
going?
zones.
No, buying them and stuff.
Buying the property, so it all sold, all of the well ground sold. What we've got with those wells is not a lease. It is a easement. So it transfers with anybody who buys the property, purchases the property. That transfers. That easement can never be. They can never renege on that easement. It's always something that's going to be under our property. The real question is whether we can enforce setback zones off of it for planting or for land application of certain chemicals. You hear setback zone, makes you think, well, they can't plant up into this area, but really there's just guidelines of how they can plant. I don't think it's going to just the price per acre that it's sold for. I don't think it's going to be feasible for us to buy a setback zone around those wells. If that's, I think the conversation that I've had with the lawyer and with the new property owner is we were concerned more about what the new terms, the new agreement terms would be with the new landowner compared to what it was with the old landowner. And we haven't finalized anything with that. The land really just transferred hands in the last month.
But there's gonna be new terms, you said?
I believe the new landowner will ask for new terms. From what we can tell, nothing has been adjusted since the original lease or easement. And he's mentioned to me before, he's done work for the city before. He's basically a contractor. He's got equipment and know-how and whatever. He helped us lay those parking areas out by the wells. And he works a lot for Stonington. So that's how I know him. That's how I've found out what he's doing. But his farm, his land has all been acquired. They purchased the whole Garwood tract of land. So he's also mentioned to me that he believes that this agreement should have gone up as CPI went up. And you're talking back 50 years. So I don't know what he's going to ask for, but I think it will be. There will be a conversation. I know Steve. I talked to Steve this week, and he said he left him a voicemail. So.
Does the easement agreement have any kind of provisions for that, or basically the landowner couldn't? Because I would think the easement would have some.
The easement is pretty cut and dry. In fact, I don't know why we're continuing to pay into an easement. It's usually a one-time thing. Now there could be some sort of special agreement that says each year, but usually, in my experience, you purchase an easement. Unless it's a temporary easement, but these are permanent construction easements, and then we've got our infrastructure out there. I don't know what hand they would have to say, well, now you no longer can because it's an easement, not a lease.
I wish we would have purchased an acre or two there around it, so then we had control over.
Yeah, it's an odd situation.
That should have happened.
You don't really know the parameter of the easement.
I think Janet has found some paperwork in it in the past, haven't you?
Right.
Yeah, and so unless there's a special provision that says this is more than just a normal easement, Steve and I were both, kind of thinking, well, not really sure why we're continuing to pay. And that just means I don't have the answer, not that we're not liable to, but I know that he at some point is going to come back and say, I think that the terms of this I should be compensated more. Is that the question you're asking? Is that?
Yeah, I'm just, yes, because that's very nervous to me about the whole transaction of the property.
I was a little nervous about it too, but once Steve said he found the actual listed easement, I mean, that's pretty cut and dry. Like there's nothing they can do to get us out. It's an easement. It's not a lease, so it has to transfer and sell the property. It's in perpetuity.
Can he plant right up against?
He does. He
See,
does.
and that's the
So
thing,
that's
like,
actually more of a state thing, like the setback zone for wells.
yeah, but if we would have purchased,
Of course, then we'd have full control. This wouldn't even be a conversation. Yeah.
right,
And we have to worry about chemicals and nitrates and all
Yep.
that going into the water.
Yep. And that's kind of where the setback zone comes into play more than you can't plant here. It's, you know, there are certain methods you have to take to ensure that the wells aren't pulling in your chemicals, whether that's not putting these chemicals out or, you know, I don't really know the terms of the law, but it's in the Clean Water Act. Which and to Ben's credit, he's been great to work with. You know, we got into his fields, put an antenna up, didn't want any crop loss.
it was the person that purchased it?
His name's Ben Briggs. He actually lives.
Oh, I know
across
who
the
Ben
street.
is.
Yeah. So
No, maybe it's something that we need to get our lawyer involved in.
he's pretty well
already
entrenched in it.
involved.
He knows what's going on.
Then what?
I think otherwise, we're probably 3 weeks out from producing water at the new water treatment plant if all goes well.
Awesome.
And then another down the road item I've got is what we like to do with the removal of the existing treatment equipment, processing equipment at the old water treatment plant. I'm of the opinion that we try to get somebody to take that, somebody who will take the scrap metal or something to get those old, they're 60s, early 60s model tanks. They never go into operation anywhere else. Once we stop processing water with them, they're just going to be pretty much hunks of metal taking up room. So we are going to look at clearing that building up quite a bit.
Or is it, would it not be?
Probably is, but I mean, the amount of time we're going to spend trying to chop that tank up probably won't even be worth it. And then hauling it in our dump trucks, the amount of money we'd spend doing all that probably wouldn't be worth it. I'd be lucky to break even on scrap prices. So, you know, it'd be, you know, keep your ear to the ground. You know, I contacted the RTC about maybe wanting them. The Environmental Resources Training Center, they run like little pilot plants and they're not interested. So, that's all I got.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Police department now?
Alright, so both of our part-time guys are sworn in. Craig's been on working since Assumption Fest. Josh is picked up his badges and stuff today. I need to get with county to get his credentials for his computer, and then I think next week he will start picking up shifts. We're up to 54 golf cart tags. The Doug is off to his SRO conference. He left tonight. It's in Bloomington. I think he's there for the next 2 or 3 days. I had been talking to you guys the last couple of months about getting a hold of Jimmy Pack and Axon about the quotes. When Seth left, he did tell me that Axon was going to be reaching out to me about the body cameras, and the contract for them expires at the end of December. I believe, and Angel would probably be able to speak to this a little better than I can. I think right now we pay Axon $2,000 a month, I think is what he told me for the body cams, and I'm sorry, not a month, a year, and then $1,000 a year for the tasers. That price is going up significantly, which Seth told me it probably would. Axon originally hit me with, he told me they were probably going to try to do a 5-year contract, which is what they did last time, I guess, when Brian got them in 2021, I'm guessing, because it ends in 26, so I'm guessing that's when he got them. I did talk them down into, because our taser contract it doesn't go up until 2030. So instead of starting a new 5-year contract, I saw to see if they would piggyback onto the tasers so that it would cut our costs down. They said they would be willing to do that, so it would be a 4-year. It would end in 2030. That way our tasers and our body cams and stuff would all be done at the same time. It would save the city some money, and then we wouldn't be tied into a long-term contract. Originally, their quote that they came back with, and I have some preliminary ones I'll get you guys all copies of. You'll have time to look them over before we really need to do anything with them. But they had originally came back with about $48,000 for the body cams and the in-cars. By state statute, we're supposed to have in-car cameras, which none of our patrol vehicles have. So in order to get us compliant, that's what they were going to go with, but that was with their, what they call a TAP program. So they kind of try to feed you into going and extending your contract into the next 5. So what the TAP does is they would give you, at the start of your contract, all new equipment. So you would get 4 new body cams, you would get 2 new in-cars, and then halfway through your contract, they would switch those out with brand new stuff. And then at the end of your contract, they would switch that out with brand new stuff. And I believe that is to get you to sign up for the next 5-year contract. So I had them take that off, which brought the quote down to about $39,000. And then I got a hold of GTAC, which does not require a contract. And their stuff, a lot of the smaller departments around here, Axon has great stuff, but it's just not feasible expense-wise for a lot of the smaller departments and a lot of smaller cities to go to them. So I've talked with some of the other departments around, a lot of them have switched over to GTAC, so I got a hold of them. They came in at a quote matching the same body cams and the in-cars and stuff like that that Axon has, but they came in around $27,000. So the way I spoke with Josh, the new part-timer who's the chief in Findlay, there is a grant coming up this fall for body cams and in-cars, so we would pay that up front and then hopefully recoup most of that back with the grant. GTAC has gone up too. I don't know if it's just because now it's the law and everybody has to have this stuff. They've started raising the rates crazy on everything. But he said that he had got it a few years ago and it was around 11 or 12,000, and after the grant he was able to recoup about 9,000 of it. So I'm hoping that we can get half to 3/4 of it back on a grant. But like I said, I'll get you guys copies of these and then you can ask any questions about it. But we have until the end of December. Well, ideally we want to try to get them in by October or November if we're switching. That way we have it there when the contract's up.
Does that include storage?
That is all the storage and everything, including,
That's where your expense.
I think with GTAC, it was going to be, so we would pay the 27 up front, then we would own all of the equipment, everything would be ours. The only thing you would pay annually after that was the licensing and the storage for the in-cars, for the body cams, and it was going to be, I want to say, like $3,700 a year.
But it's included in
But
the 27.
In the 27, it is included for, I think, the first year is included in that initial quote. That first year is included. After that, we would just pay for basically the storage. We would own everything.
What's the required statute keeping in storage now? Is it 6 months or 12?
It depends on what it depends. So that's one thing that I like about GTAC over Axon. So when we hit record on these, the only way that you can actually pull the footage off of these is to take it and to stick it on the charging dock in the PD, and then it uploads everything off the body cam onto the PC, and then you have to go into the PC, into their storage system, and you have to tag every single video. And depending on how you tag that video depends on how long they retain the footage. So if it's for, a domestic or something like that, you can have it set for whatever the state statute is. Of course, there are going to be test videos and stuff like that where we go through now. I go through and mark them to try to eliminate excess storage and get it off of there so we're not paying extra for it. But it's basically set up to, per state statute for whatever law is broken. And then depending on how you set each one up when you tag it is how long it keeps it in the system. But just so you can start rolling them around.
More cost, more expense.
Courtesy stay online.
Yep, yeah, they kinda, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the body cams because
They're needed.
honestly, it protects the police officer more than it does the people that we're dealing with. Like right now, we have, neither one of the Durangos have any in-car squad. There's no in-dash, which you're supposed to have. It records out front on during a traffic stop, and it also has a camera that looks in the back seat for officer safety. If you forget to pat somebody down or something, there's been instances where cops have been shot in the back transporting criminals because they forgot to do a pat down. But on the monitors that they have in the cars, on the in-cars, you can watch the back seat. And also it keeps the city from any kind of a liability as far as, you know, when we transport someone to jail, we give them starting mileage and then they have an idea of how long it takes us to get there and how far we traveled to get there. There have been cases where officers have been accused of stopping off of the side of the road, giving people extra pat downs and being inappropriate with people in the back seat. So this helps eliminate any of that coming back on either us or the city.
Those Durangos have live trackers on them too, don't they?
I would have to look into it. I don't know right offhand.
They should.
I know with the in-cars, they do have live tracking local feed. You can stream them live. The nice thing about GTAC, they have stuff out now where the front-facing dash cams will actually read plates as it goes by, and if you have something pop up as a expired registration or suspended driver, it will actually flag it and send a notification to your computer, and then you can just verify the plate, make a traffic stop off of it. It's not just for traffic stops, but for stolen cars, missing persons, like Amber Alerts and stuff like that. It will notify you if that vehicle is involved in any of that.
I don't remember if Seth had those put in when we got those.
The trackers?
Yeah, because I know they have the ones that it records literally everywhere you drive, your speed, every stop for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to ask him. I don't know if he had that put in. To my knowledge, I don't.
It's a black box about that size, usually on the corner of the dash. I'll talk to you about it.
But GTAC actually does something too where it's really handy. When you flip on your lights for a traffic stop, it automatically fires up your dash camera. It turns your body camera on, everything syncs up and hooks up together. And that way when you shut it off, you can actually, everything else shuts off and you can tag your videos and stuff directly from the body cameras with GTAC. So it saves you a step of having to go in, dock your computer, dock your body cam, and then going in and assigning your videos. With GTAC, they have it set up to where the in-car DVR holds all the video from your body cam and from the dash cam, and then you can set it to hook up to your in-car Wi-Fi, which we use for the laptops that are already in there anyway for our CAD system, and it will automatically, as long as it's hooked to that Wi-Fi, it will offload everything out of the vehicle onto their service, their storage, so that it's 2 less steps you have to do. So it's already tagged and it already goes into their system without having to do anything. But that's all I've got.
Go ahead. With these new guys, Kevin, are they gonna do some night patrolling? I had somebody
Yes.
asking about
Craig is, has primarily worked evenings. I think he's came in and picked up some days when I've been off. But I think mostly he has been running 51 out here at the intersection where the kid's accident was at. He's pretty hardcore about that. He works usually in the evenings. He's got another part-time job in the day he works. Josh works through the week, so he will be working evenings too. He won't come in during days because he's got his own department to worry about. But yeah, he'll be on evenings.
That area is probably smart to do right now because of the lake opening.
Yeah, with all the
people
shovelware
going
traffic.
that way, and since
Yeah, when I
the
worked in
traffic
Finley,
has
it was
changed,
terrible coming through
they
there.
don't go straight across, though, so
Yeah.
people may not.
Yeah, I believe he sits right out there in the middle of the J turn, and I've watched some of his body cam footage, and he's stopping people out there running at 80 plus and a 55, so. And on almost every one, he's saying, you know, we have it slowed down out here because of the accident with the kids and stuff, so he's,
Run by them a week in the morning since
Oh,
everybody
I'm
knows
sure.
they don't have
Right.
police officers.
yeah.
Their duty.
Yeah, and they're not used to seeing us out there, so
Yeah.
he's getting all kinds of people coming through there. But Josh will be good because he's got a lot of experience chiefing and stuff with grants, and then possibly helping with some of the dilapidated buildings and the yards and stuff like that. Yes.
And that's Josh.
Ekis, I think he pronounces it Ekis.
On the 4th of July, can there be someone?
I can ask him. I mean, it's.
I would like for someone to
Sure.
work, because I'm hoping maybe we will have a small little parade, and hopefully
Yeah, I remember
like
from the
a
board meeting.
police officer can maybe lead
Sure.
that parade.
Yep, let me know what you guys decide you want to do, and I'll see if somebody won't come on or if I can't pop in.
Okay. Anything else from police?
No, ma'am.
Parks?
I don't have anything. Everything's going good down there, except for I lost one of my apple trees. It was beautiful and green, and 2 weeks later I looked at it and it was completely dead. Even had little apples on it. So,
When, because I've been down there, some of the, one of the picnic tables I noticed, when was the last time we purchased picnic tables? I mean, is that something eventually we'll need to put on the list one year to budget for?
it could be.
It looked like the one that was for like the handicapped people is like bent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know if that's something.
I don't know if it can be straightened back. I don't know. That stuff's pretty thick metal, but that's from kids being on them and jumping
Right.
on them and stuff. But I mean, there's a book that comes in all the time that has those tables in it.
I know that they're expensive, but I
Yeah.
didn't know if there's a year we need to like think, like do a rotation thing. This year we need to purchase this for the park. This
Well,
year we
I've been
need-
trying not to spend any money on it to let it build up, and I was gonna try to every few years or so get a small piece of equipment. So, but we can do that one year, maybe replace that table.
It looked nice the other day I was there.
Mhm.
On the 4th of July too, I was hoping that the bathroom sometimes I think it's the police that locks it.
No, it's automatic lock. It stays open. It locks at 7:30.
The one out there at the football field?
Oh, at the concession stand?
Yeah,
Oh. I mean, we can unlock it.
yeah. I was hoping it could be unlocked for the 4th of July, because I remember one year I went to go there and then we couldn't use it, so
Yeah.
I was like,
What is
okay.
it?
The bathroom.
At the concession?
Yeah, by the
I don't even know that I got a key to it.
Wasn't
So.
there somebody that asked to use the concession stand for the force? Wasn't there somebody that asked for that?
I think Kirby was talking about the fire department. They'd given out watermelon there or something. I think.
We're not doing well now.
I thought it was
Well,
the
it's gonna do
ACPA
more.
asked to use it for something during the fireworks.
I don't know.
I know they did, was it last year or the year before? Because they had like, I went to it and they had like bingo at it and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I will use it if I don't, I haven't spoke to Grace. I'm going to speak to Grace again at the studio, and hopefully I can either serve the cake there. If not, it would be out there at the football field.
If you need help, let me know.
We can get you a key for the bathroom too.
Okay.
That way for
Thank
sure you know to be unlocked.
Yeah, okay. Okay, subdivision. They sold 2 lots. They've
Just 2
started
lots.
digging. The
They're
third
digging.
one, I thought a third one was maybe in the making.
There is, I don't know. There's no concrete started yet, so I don't know what they're waiting for. But they're getting close. They got rock out there and they got porta potty and just getting started.
And I know that it's a builder, a contractor, so have they already been sold, or has that someone already?
Oh, that Steve Basham's contractor, that's his.
So Steve is actually building a house for himself there, or is it gonna be like a house that's gonna be put up for sale?
Spec homes.
Yeah,
Both of them are spec homes?
yes. But who's ever doing it is Steve's contractor.
Do they have to get permits for the city?
You gotta go.
Did the-
Yep, both of them.
You ever find out who's supposed to inspect it?
Yeah,
What's the, does that road have a name for it yet?
yeah, it's Baxmeyer, I think. I think that's what they said, that was gonna be Baxmeyer's.
Square Lane.
I think that we're, so I get a sign put up out there too, is what I was thinking.
I believe Joyce Thornburg said that at one of the meetings.
I think it's Baxmeyer Lane.
Baxmeyer Lane.
Don't they have to establish actual postal address or 911 addresses?
Yeah, I think they could have the ordinance too on the street, maybe, I don't know. You'd have to research
I
on
would
that.
think-
Well, I would think that they have to make official 911 addresses for that street to create a street. I don't think that's probably something we do. I think that's a little higher up than us.
Part of the fire
did.
district or whatever.
We don't.
She said it's done.
Oh, it's already
Columbia County.
So they already have 911 addresses? Okay.
You might-
Baxmeyer's not gonna be part of the city, is what you're saying.
It is the
No, it
city.
is. It's
Yeah,
an
we
annex.
annexed
So
it.
then it'd be in the fire district, right?
Not to make addresses, no.
Yeah, fire district don't have anything to do with that.
No.
She already made, she said.
Okay.
It was taken
We
care
don't
of.
go out there and make road signs for the people out in the country. That's
So-
the county that does all that.
Who on your guys' committee is going to be the engineer or whatever to oversee if they meet the requirements?
I don't remember who was assigned. I'd have to talk to Joyce.
I thought it was someone through the zoning board, if I remember right, is that accurate?
Sounds familiar.
Was it
Been a
Danny?
while since.
But he's not on the zoning board anymore.
I don't remember who the name was, I just remember someone from the zoning board.
Yeah, Bob approved all the
Actually,
permits.
We got a
Building
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying, the structure, because like,
You're talking
they
about-
had
You're talking about
the
the
requirements that they all had.
the generic HOA,
Yeah.
the covenant. could be
Yes,
that word.
covenant.
Yeah, the one that's probably not legally enforceable. I want to see how that works. I don't know how you're gonna enforce that. Or who's
Yes.
gonna enforce it.
As far as I know, it's like a contract that's written up with purchase of the property. It's like, hey, you will follow these guidelines, and I don't know what'll happen if they don't, but
My guess is since the city owns it and the contract's with us, we would have to probably sue them at our legal expense to enforce the covenant.
I would imagine some
Welcome to the neighborhood.
will actually pursue something like that if someone doesn't use
That's what's
the exact
So, stay on
criteria.
top
But
of
I
it.
think there is a structural, what do they call them?
Architectural.
Yeah, architectural committee.
I thought Joyce and Danny approved everything.
Yeah.
Plans.
How can they even not part of the city?
Take care, guys.
Everything's made of the city of California, it's getting done and all.
Well, I think that's part of the TIF agreement though, isn't it? I mean, the whole TIF usage of the money.
Yeah, but I think it's a contract, right? So, I mean, it would be,
But the question is, who's the contract with? So if you break the contract, it's up to whoever the contract, the builder and the owner has to be sued by somebody for violating the
The city,
contract.
the city is the one that owns it, and the
Yeah, the
We're
city
the ones that
that,
own the land.
yeah,
So do we,
Well, technically, he owns two lots of land now. We don't own those anymore because he bought them.
he just
Right.
has to make sure he's,
follows that?
So now the
So,
question is the covenant actually legally enforceable and by who? Because it's not an HOA, and HOAs can even be fought in court sometimes. I don't know. There's a lot of legal questions, but I don't want to send any emails because then we're just going to rack up more attorney bills. So we'll
asked
ask.
about it in the
Might scare
That's
off
what I was getting ready to say.
future buyers too.
I think this would be a question to ask.
Too much.
When
Noise.
is the one committee, when are they, that committee, Assumption, when are they meeting again?
They don't meet, they don't have a set time, it's just,
It just is needed. Phone call.
Well, maybe one of them should, maybe someone from there should,
I'll talk to Joyce and see if her, Dan, or somebody can come to the
or
city council meeting.
just relay message to whoever. I mean, I just want to make sure
Sure.
that the intended goal is still what's being accomplished.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, the architectural committee was, I thought it was two, but it was one person from the city council, and then I think a person from zoning maybe, and then you had a couple other people, and eventually it was gonna be someone that was at the Baxmeyer, if they wanted to be on that, they would be on that too, on that architecture, or on that, yeah.
So have they met for these two homes?
Not that I know of. I haven't seen anything, I haven't seen any messages or anything on that.
That probably needs looked into. I personally saw, if it was the correct one, which I didn't know. I saw one design and I saw one floor plan type thing. And then I saw a picture of like what one of the houses, like what the other house looks like. If that follows through, it was nice. But I'm not one that,
Yeah, it was sent on an email chain with Joyce, and I think, Donnie, was it you on it?
On an email?
Yeah, well, I was checking
Recently?
with it. And no, it's been a while. That once after they sold,
I'd have to go back and
Discussing
look,
it.
I don't remember.
so nobody had any issues with them.
On the Baxmeyer, Gary said that if you ask the lawyer at the meeting, it saves it. So Herbie, if you're chair of streets, can you find out from him if there has to be an ordinance, if you name that? And we'll need an ordinance for a stop sign to go out there also.
Can we do local,
And do you have to have a speed limit sign through there?
isn't there a,
I think there should be.
well,
Speed bump.
let me ask you this though. Two questions. One, can we at a local level set, or is that, wouldn't that, like stop signs and things like that, wouldn't that have to be approved through DOT or through the state of Illinois, or?
You would have to follow the municipal code book.
Okay, so I would, isn't there,
Traffic safety.
I'm
Basically, it's the
assuming,
setbacks and where it's to be placed at.
right, I would assume that a cul-de-sac, probably there's already a statute of established speed limit. You know, because like most roads have a base speed limit if they're within
Yeah, a lot of
certain.
them 15, and
Yeah.
15 or 25, the dead end is probably 15 in that area, but yeah.
So I would imagine it'd probably be, we wouldn't have to establish one, we would just have to put a sign up enforcing whatever
Right.
the code
But
is.
some people may pick 25 too, so you
It's a
want to
little
say
faster.
whichever one it is.
That would-
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know. So, I don't know if there has to be an ordinance on it to state that it's to be 15. So you can't argue the point in court if I got a ticket. It's, no, that's not right, because what's it say in your handbook when you driver's ed? Rural area 15 is actually below what you're taught. So, in other words, if you're gonna name it 15, I don't know if there has to be something tied to it.
Kevin, do you know offhand what?
I think minimum residential was like 25,
Is it?
or not minimum, but that's usually where 25, 30 is normally residential areas.
I didn't know, since it's a dead end.
Yeah, I don't know, I would think it would be lower, but I don't know right offhand.
Yeah.
Should be able
See,
to make
that's-
their own out there, shouldn't they? For the safety of everybody out there in that little area.
I've never
Surface
heard
other
of
than,
speed.
yeah, surface other
Or I
than
don't know.
the standard.
Put 25 mile an hour there.
No, I
wouldn't
wouldn't
think so.
I wouldn't want to either.
I don't know.
Do that, you
I
might as
don't-
well put speed bumps out there.
Speed limit's your idol.
It's already got a nice little place to do donuts out there.
Yeah.
Don't give them any ideas.
We'll contact, talk to the lawyer about it. Maybe.
But just ask and see if there's any guidance on that. That way we do it right the first time.
Any other comments about the subdivision? I'm glad that some lots have sold and some new homes will be built. Okay, finance items. We just had our audit and it went well.
Everything went good. He'll be at the July meeting to talk about it. And go over everything with everybody and give you guys the books and.
Nothing that stood out or
No.
anything.
He said it was a good audit.
Just on there.
Yeah, actually I do under finance. So we had Matt Bridgman's application for TIF. I think we probably should discuss it, take some kind of vote tonight. I mean, we don't have to.
Can't vote.
Well, you don't have, it's not an
You can make a
agenda.
recommendation.
Yeah, we can vote
To
on
be
a
put on the agenda.
recommendation. Well, no, you're making a recommendation of whether we want to bother sending it on to the TIF to have them work it up. But it's $750 at minimum if we do that. So we can take an informal vote of whether or not to pass it on to the next stage. That's really all we need to decide. But I don't think we really want to leave it just hanging out here. It's been 2 months now.
He's asked me about it.
3 meetings.
I
Well,
don't know anything about it.
so he made a request, he filled the packet out to get TIF money to help offset the cost of remodeling the 3 apartments in the building back here to 4 apartments. I called I called the county auditor or assessor, I'm sorry, and asked him, what will this change the real estate tax? Because the whole purpose of TIF is to give them money on the assumption, that we're going to get an increase in property tax over the years it grows your money back. The assessor said there is no change in property tax for going from 3 apartments to 4. His property tax on that building will stay the same, so we would get 0 TIF change. So basically we would just be gifting him the money with no return on it.
How much was he asking?
It's 20-some thousand.
it was 20.
Yeah. So if we give that to him, the city will see nothing. There'll be no change in the TIF whatsoever. So, and that's kind of why this is one of the perfect example of why we said we wanted to talk about these applications before just automatically sending them off. My opinion, that's why I think we should just do a kind of an informal vote to decide whether or not to go to the next step. Me personally, the whole point of TIF is to grow the TIF fund and get, an increase in property tax money on these buildings. This is the incentive of TIF. If it makes no change, we're basically just making a donation gift.
But has any of them made a change on any of the ones that we've given?
All of them would. Well, so some of them that fell under that, they had where you can improve the storefront thing.
Yeah.
That was not really intended to, but like Keel Brothers did, the subdivision in theory will. So the auto repair, the boys truck thing the last one we did. So pretty much most of them all have resulted, because like theirs, that lot went from probably a few $100s the minute they poured that concrete, that property tax jumped. Keel Brothers was built from scratch. I mean, they were building that building, and then the subdivisions all, in theory, will be TIF
But
profit.
if he uses that money to fix them old buildings up, wouldn't that be better for us to try to do some of that, or wait till they fall down and the city gets stuck with more money, or?
So if he was taking a building that was not being used and turning it into 3 or 4 apartments from the beginning,
Yeah.
yes, because then you would have people renting them, people moving in. Since all you're really doing is modifying what's in there, the county said it's irrelevant whether there's 3 or 4 apartments. He said there's like a minimal amount that'll be added for the extra toilet. He's like, that's literally the only thing that will change.
And it wasn't really stated that he was gonna fix the building up. He was just gonna divide it up and make another
Right, I'm
apartment.
just saying that.
That wasn't the intent, to actually fix the building up. And if that's the case, then we should be able to take TIF money and buy the buildings that are falling in here and do something with them.
You actually can. We actually
A
can.
lot of them's too far gone.
You can
That's
use
not gonna tear 'em
TIF.
down.
We can actually build a new city hall out of TIF money if you want to. You can do repairs, you can do all kinds of stuff. That's not the intent of it, but. So that was my thought. I don't know if you.
I mean,
Put that in the minutes, Janet.
So I don't
he
know.
got that other
At least
building
a
up on Main
remodel.
Street too,
Yep.
by the bank, or down the road where, Billy Blades was.
There will,
Oh, yeah.
the colored building brick, there will be boarded up.
It already is.
Yeah, I think I think
It's boring.
somebody did. I
Yeah,
noticed.
somebody
it.
done it.
Yeah, I noticed it Sunday.
No, I'm talking about Bridgman owns that one up here on Main
Yes,
Street.
yes.
I mean,
In different scenario, yeah. but-
where Billy Blades' place was, uptown,
Well, Billy doesn't own this?
no,
No.
Bridgman owns it,
Oh, I didn't know that.
or has it, or whatever.
So do we
I
just
mean-
make a simple motion to vote whether to forward the application on, or? I think that's all.
I
we
would say
need.
yes, it'd be yes or a no.
Straw vote.
And
Okay. So I'll make the motion to open the vote on whether or not to forward the TIF application.
I'll second.
Walden,
Yes.
Sullivan,
No.
Porter,
Abstain.
Palmer,
Yeah.
Nelson,
No.
Bradshaw.
No.
Wait, what, I thought we were just,
Yes,
Just a straw vote.
yes to pass it on to.
oh, I thought you were just to put it on,
Yeah.
To send it on, not to approve it, but to send it on to where we have to pay for the application
I'm
process.
sorry, I guess I misunderstood what you were saying.
Okay,
Mine would be a no.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So then we
that
have
was my-
the people tonight that we just told to put in an application. So are we basically gonna tell them no as well?
We'll have to discuss it. I mean, everyone's different. That's the,
But they won't be bringing no revenue,
They
no more
won't be
in either,
bringing,
it
in what they're
depends.
already paying.
We'll have to, that's what we'll have to look at what they're
We might keep them
requesting.
from going out of business if they can't keep their business cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my feelings on it. And if they go out of business, that means there's no more revenue coming from it.
The whole point is just to, anybody can turn an application in. And we just have to
Right.
discuss it on an application by application basis, but as far as.
right, because before they were just being sent in, which
Yeah.
I agree,
Paying.
because we were paying.
Yeah, but like this one, we would have paid and got it back and then found out from TIF that there's zero benefit under TIF, so. Anyway,
Comes down to basically how you feel about it, whether it's good for the city or not.
it's whether it has to have some tax benefit, otherwise you're just giving money away.
I mean, your restaurant would have sales tax return, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you have, it's not property tax return, it's sales tax return if you.
And there's no difference between an air conditioner and putting an awning on the front of the building.
Yeah, well, the awning
Not
program
really.
the awning program was actually a separate, it was,
To increase their business.
yeah, it was like a Main Street
Yeah, we got rid of that.
program thing.
I don't think we got to put on it.
Is there guidelines of
Still not on.
when we give TIF money, like how long, just say like a business, if we give them TIF money, is there any guidelines of how long they have to keep that place in business?
So what we've been doing is setting up contracts for usually 3 or 4 years. Have they all been 4 or 3?
What was the last one?
I think it was
So
4.
kind of,
Yeah, usually we set up a contract through, and it's part of our agreement with the company that manages our TIF thing. They will enter into a contract that divides their money up over the 4 years, and they have to be in business each of the years, and then if they close, they lose the rest of their TIF money.
right, they don't
I was
get,
just
they don't
curious,
get
cause like
their
the old,
X
little
amount
bucket,
up front.
we gave them money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't
That brought
do,
no money in.
so that one actually is the reason why we went to the contracts. That's exactly why we went to it.
What was that one? I missed that.
The woodworking shop.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was before.
Yeah.
I think we got a better handle on the TIF program than what we had, than they had at that point. Whenever they were just approving everything, you know.
Take a better control.
Yeah.
Do you have anything, Bill, on finance?
Health and safety,
No, other than the stop signs and street signs and stuff out there, that's mine.
Darren, do you want to talk about that special needs application for safety?
That would be Bill's you.
Jennifer Fear filled out a form
Yeah.
for a sign down on West Illinois Street.
For what? For
West
disabled.
disabled child.
Oh, for a sign. You'd like to have the sign on that street.
It's Jennifer Fear lives in Felicia's old house.
Oh,
Just
314
a
West
map.
Illinois Street.
I can't remember if we did.
We
Darren, did
talked-
we do this, the last requested sign?
No.
I didn't think we did.
Municipal
Park their
code
own.
discourages against that because there's so many signs out there anyway that nobody really reads them. I mean, they don't, when you read through the book.
Well, I think one of our issues was too, that by the time we did everything, the person could move, or there was a lot of issues with the last one.
Either way, it doesn't matter to me, but the municipal code just says, you know, you're not. There's so many signs.
It was the swing, it was the autistic, and then they ended up moving like 6 months ago. Yeah, we declined to put the sign up.
They're not forcing it either. It's just a caution sign.
but what, it isn't like for being deaf or something like that, is it?
He's disabled. She wanted something to slow cars down West Illinois.
Is there a sign anywhere by the park, like children playing, that we can put one up by the park or anything like that? Dana, Darren?
Yeah, they're out at the park. It's-
Oh,
it's-
there are 15 mile an hour
it's-
speed limit signs through there already. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it goes down to 50.
I mean, she's not wrong. I stopped a guy doing 42 down there
Yeah.
the other day, so.
No, I didn't know if
Wow.
we had park, or signs at the park that says, you know,
What-
children playing,
That
that way we
sign, that
could.
sign's not gonna stop them.
We didn't allow
That's
one
happening.
on
Samuel.
Samuel Street.
Right. No.
Yeah.
But I knew that there was one, there's one. And there was a lot of paperwork and it has to be done each year or something, like behind the alley.
Mhm.
That's the only one I'm aware of. Is that the only one at this time?
You're talking about Walnut?
Behind Naughty Pine.
There's several older ones out there that we put in years back. And those people, there's no kids in the area with the signs still there.
I was, okay. Anything else on health and safety? I just have one. I just want to make sure that I think that the city and the fire department, the police department, everyone needs to have a plan set up for like an evacuation plan. I've like mentioned this more than once.
There is one.
Okay. Is he aware of it?
Well, then you gotta change his name and his name.
His name and whose?
The
The
mayor
mayor
and
and the chief.
Okay, and do you know what that plan is?
Not that anybody shows me now.
Okay, so then he needs to be told about that plan.
It's right here, cause he's been going to meetings over there about
Yeah, I went up to table
Did,
today.
did you?
Oh, is
Yes,
that
today,
today,
wasn't it?
disaster?
The
that
disaster.
litigation one that you're sending out to everybody.
There is a whole book, I have one.
This
I think.
is all the paperwork so far I've
You
got.
have one up there
There should be one up there.
because
Okay,
Brian,
that might be.
Brian was,
Flood.
Brian was.
it's a 3-ring binder.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, there's lots. I'll have to look through and see if I can find
Uh,
the right one.
Yeah.
There's there's gonna be a grant for
I thought tier one was.
pumps in the near future that the city could
Yeah,
get.
I mean,
Yes, there should be one floating around, only names are different, be Kevin and yours, that if we wanna update it.
Okay.
I mean,
Anybody's welcome to read through all that if they want.
Just as long as someone knows the protocol.
yeah, there is one, so.
That's awesome.
yeah, the three of you guys probably should get together and have a talk and
reminder
just
or
know
whatever.
what you guys are going to do or,
Ambulance included, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think one thing you really truly need is establish a chain of command.
Yes.
And like, in certain situations, here's who, you know, the mayor's in charge, then fire, then police, or if the mayor's not here, who takes over?
Absolutely.
That's really your only, because otherwise, people ain't gonna worry. It's not like there's a hurricane zone or something. I mean, you're not evacuating the whole town
Right,
for a hurricane.
but,
Tornado, you know, you'd have to get
You
Yeah.
just
a
need,
church, this middle school, just to house people and.
just need a chain of command to know who's in charge. That's the main thing. Because you can have 10,000 pages, but when something actually happens, it ain't gonna fit into a binder of, oh, I see we got this, so turn to page
Just like
12.
when that tornado came through Taylorville, I
right,
mean, they called everybody, you know, and then Springfield actually ran the whole deal over there.
Did they?
Yeah, their command center.
it's kind of like you just all get together and
Yeah.
have a safe place. I think Taylorville's, we all met at the fire station
Yeah.
and then divided out and started.
Well, that is something we need to revise, get everybody's correct name on it. and go from there.
next is administrative. The only thing I have is, you know, the 4th of July. I would like for us to do something. I've mentioned a little parade, having cake. I don't know what you guys, the fire department, if they decided on anything at their
I
meeting.
think our blow up deal went downhill because of the insurance reasons.
Okay,
But we are still thinking about doing hot dogs, spray water or whatever they want
Okay.
to do.
and are you gonna do that at the firehouse or out there?
But it depends on where your parade's going.
We'll make our parade where we
Where
need.
the hot dogs are at.
Yeah.
So you raise and get with me and then we'll go from there.
You could always do the parade around the football.
Be nice for Main Street.
And what time do you want,
Straight down Main Street.
what time are you gonna start serving your hot dogs, is what I guess I should say.
Probably before dusk on that.
Okay,
6. Fireworks be what, 9 o'clock probably?
9:30.
So, don't want to do it in the middle of the day being hot.
right.
Is the fire department still wanting the park on the 8th?
Yes, that's for our regular 4th of July meeting. Yeah, that's for us.
Okay.
The only other thing I have on administrative, me, I don't know if anyone else, I think our communication needs to improve. I think we have lack of communication.
I agree.
I think we see stuff on Facebook and it needs to be, I think we need to be aware of things before,
Yeah, it gets too crazy too quick.
yes.
I mean, we agree on one thing and then 2 days later it's changing, nobody else knows nothing about it.
Can we start a mayor, alderman group text?
No.
No,
Why not?
because that would be open meeting there.
Yes,
You'd
that's
be
what
breaking-
Derek used to have to
Doesn't make
text each
sense.
one of us separately.
So we just continue to come into meetings and not know what's going on because nobody's talked to us about it. Is that it?
Well, in the past, mayors have like contacted, like,
Contact separately.
and say, I mean, sometimes you don't have to go in great detail, you just have to say, hey, this came up, just want you to be aware. You know,
If that's what you want, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, communication needs to come up. As it is, it's, a lot of times we're blinded to a lot of this stuff coming into the meetings before we even get here, and we get here and hear about it before the meeting or even during the meeting, we don't know anything about it. So it would help, I would think.
Well, we're gonna have to follow up. I mean, when we ask for stuff on the agenda, it needs to be on there. That way we don't forget.
That's my fault. That's my fault when I miss them.
Well, I mean, I'm not pointing no finger at all. I mean, everybody's guilty of
Yeah, but-
saying stuff and not remembering what to bring back up or whatever.
Right.
Mine's
But
outdated.
it's not necessarily your fault because doesn't the agenda get approved?
Yeah, usually the mayor looks at or the attorney, so.
And it seemed like some of the meetings that I went to before, I
So
was
it's not
even
just your fault, there's
on the
other
council.
people.
There was no follow-up to a lot of stuff. A lot of the meetings I went to before I got on the council, things were brought up, argued about, and then there was zero follow-up for it. Nothing ever got fixed because it was heated and then it got dropped and then there's no follow-up to it. We need to,
I don't think ours get heated, but I don't think sometimes there's follow-up. I don't think that, I don't know.
I said, I followed mine up, you just got to listen to it tonight. And I got sick of people saying, well, we need to do so. Pick up the phone. I mean, honestly and truthfully, a lot of things get done because somebody just picks a phone up and says, if nobody else is gonna do it, I'll do it. And literally, I called 3 companies. I probably spent 40, 50 hours total by the time you go through everything. Corresponding and doing everything and stuff. And we got 6 comments. 5 people said it was either louder or better, or they could actually hear it. And 1 person said they couldn't hear it, but they had their air on, so that may be why. And 1 person was in the basement.
Somebody told me, guy out in Country City, he heard it. So. I mean, I don't know.
so it might be just
Speaking
their
about
level of hearing too.
that tornado, before we get, that old pole up there that they took out,
Did they take it down?
yeah,
Okay.
there's a guy that wants it. They cut it in half, so it's no good for that unless Darren can use it for something out there.
Jack was looking for a flagpole, I think.
I don't think it's
Cut in half
It's
already.
cut in half already.
Yeah, they have to.
I don't know what kind of pole it is, he just.
Oh, wait,
It's like a telephone pole.
And it's an antique.
Telephone
probably.
I mean, I told him I'd like to see what you guys do because it's your pole.
I personally, if they
Mayor, you can decide or whatever. If you want to give it away, give it away. But
if they'll
I'll
come,
leave that up to you.
if they'll come get it, I have no objection.
city don't have to move it.
I haven't
like
seen that pole and it's not the best shape, so.
Really? Didn't get no phone call, so it's up and running. Hopefully, we'll find out tomorrow how it sounds.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, yeah.
Well,
I do have another.
I went through your post and there was a few on there. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I just don't want to forget it. Administrative question, okay, which I should have abstained and I said yes, on approving for the minutes for tonight. If there is that thing in there about the voting,
I'll let you know.
would we have to just amend these
The
or
next meeting.
at the regular city meeting? Or the next
I think
committee of the
next
whole?
Cal. Yeah, next Cal, what did it say?
Someone needs to remember that.
Don't look at me. One of the oldest ones here. One of them.
Any other?
Just put it on
I do hope,
the- Can't we just put it on the agenda to review the
Yeah,
committee meeting
probably.
minutes?
yeah. Or the outcome, yeah. That's
Just
what
put it
you're,
on the agenda.
yeah.
That way, if there's nothing, we'll just say, we're good.
Is there anything else on, that needs to be on the agenda that wasn't discussed tonight?
We
Mayor?
got the auditor on there.
She said the auditor's gonna be on?
Yeah.
The
be
auditor
there.
motion to approve the audit.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought we had to make a
Yeah.
vote on
Put the tree bids and rock on there.
Everything, he said everything's gonna be exactly the same as last year.
it. We always get that one.
Tree, rocks,
Yeah.
That truck will be on there, or
They
you gotta
double
give us?
checking of the checks, we have like 10.
Darren, get it
checks.
to me, to put it on there.
Yeah, basically everybody would have to.
dump truck.
Everybody would have to.
Do you want to do the bids for the truck for the July 1st meeting? Is that enough
No,
time?
No, a little more time, yeah. Oh,
Okay, want to do it in August then?
we'll see, yeah.
Probably,
We,
yeah.
This is busy time for us right now. so.
Okay.
You have to post it for so long. too,
7
don't you?
days.
Oh, 7, I was thinking it's 2 weeks.
Our ordinance says 7 days business post.
Okay. I was thinking,
And
I was thinking 10.
I did tell Michael Garner about that piece of land that the city,
City does not own it.
right, I told him that after the meeting that night.
Oh, the baseball down
Yeah.
there.
The school owns it.
I don't know if anything's been said about it since then or not, so I just wanted to let everybody know I did say something.
Okay.
I think
I don't know what you're talking about.
next month, I did talk to
It's
the
been
superintendent.
They thought
She
it was
says
the city's and
it's gonna be on their thing in July to take care of it.
Yeah, I called that number, but that number, of course, they are on vacation.
Yeah,
I
talked to
answered that
her-
number.
I talked to her a week or so ago, and asked her about it for the change in the percentage of the weekly, or the school district's payment for our resource
Oh, yeah,
officers.
have we went to any other meetings or anything?
So they actually discussed it in February and approved it, and then they're just waiting on their attorney to write up the official change, and then it'll go on.
So they approved it for us though, or
Yeah.
just the?
Yeah, it's already, because I asked her about it, I said, what do we need to do? She's like, we did that in like February for the March meeting, and then she said it's just, they weren't in any rush to do the paperwork or the legal stuff till after the school year, because it doesn't start till next school year. And so she said they were trying to get through the school year and get done with that
I
before
just
they
make sure we
were.
have it for
Yeah.
August
She
1st.
said around August time. when-
Yeah, she said they'll either do it on July or August. She said she could bump it up if we were worried, but she said it's taken care of, it's
I would
just a
think
matter of
by August,
paperwork.
just to be on the safe side.
But it's approved, so it's just a matter of doing the attorney doing the paperwork.
Good deal. I was thinking about that the other day.
Okay, so the only thing that's on the next meeting so far is the audit, the tree and the rock. Right? Are those the 3 things you said?
We still done the other payment for
Is there
the
anything
sign.
else?
We already finished paying for that, didn't we?
Yeah, I paid him twice,
I rolled on it for last month.
$10,000.
There was something-
Sent it, I didn't think I sent it.
It'd be about worse than
I got one more thing at the end.
I had told
We're
them
at
that
the
when
end.
you're paid this
I'm-
until-
you're-
Well, other items that may
I thought
come before the
I had
board.
like one payment, when's the next payment due?
So, it's in my ward,
The 10,000?
That was the second.
and we approved TIF to give the boys concrete to build that shed down there to work out of. And I brought it up at the last meeting, and I'm bringing it up again. They need to keep that area clean.
Yeah, well, I've talked to him, Kevin's talked to him. Actually, Kevin talked to him Sunday.
I've talked to him 3 times. I've talked to him
I
again.
got
Keep him away from that stop
pictures
sign.
today on my phone of them changing oil on a truck out in the road. I got pictures on my phone,
In the road.
in the road. Changing oil on a truck. in
And
the
they're
road.
also leaving all those vehicles sitting around that they said they wouldn't do.
Now, you know, they own that property, but, I don't know, if the city could send them a letter saying, look, here, you know, we gave you the TIF money so you could get this business started under the agreement that you would keep it from getting trashy down there.
When I
you know?
called him in, he had 8 trucks at the time.
Yeah,
And of course, I talked to him about the vehicles in front of the sign.
or in front of the stop sign,
And
yeah.
I said, you gathered a lot of vehicles. He goes, each and every one of them needs a part. As soon as that part comes in, we'll put it on and get it rid of it. Well, it seemed like every day somebody
Just
else.
kept growing and growing.
Yeah, well, now they got GSI stuff and they got
They
a
don't
rock
have-
truck.
GSI don't have that down there.
Oh, well, there's a,
It's got yard jockey and GSI.
oh,
So, has anybody, I've mentioned it a couple times, has anybody either
All
talked
over there.
to the grain
Probably did on a
elevator?
rollback somewhere.
oh,
Has anybody ever talked to the grain elevator or the boys either one about the gravel, the empty barren lot across the street that literally nobody is
They would have
using?
to talk to them about it.
yeah, that, I gathered that the railroad still owns that.
Correct.
But the elevator maintains it, but they're not doing a very good job of keeping weeds down.
Well, I mean, they
Oh,
may
yeah.
let them park some of their overflow over there with the agreement that they could keep the mowing done or keep the weeds done in exchange for the extra space. He needs to move that white truck out of the alley too.
I'll show you.
We've
the
mentioned that
picture
thing
after.
a dozen, probably
It's
10
literally
times.
out on the road.
The one down here in the
Yeah, the
alley.
one you're talking about is,
Well,
it's
ain't
Wayne's
no different
backyard.
than two cars on Main Street.
Well, because it doesn't
That's
have an
been
engine in it. There's no engine in that white truck. So.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to get moved.
Right, finally.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be moved or have towed. One, two.
After year
Yeah.
and a half.
Okay, I have a question. Do we need to, there's things changed in this police manual, do we need to vote on this or anything?
Kevin, what do you think? Are you want that voted on? Do you want to go with the police manual again?
I was fine with whatever changes were made.
Okay, let me need to approve it then.
So that will
The
need to be
changes
on
are right
the,
there in the front, I think.
that will need to be on the agenda for the next meeting.
Oh, those are the ones that didn't change. Actually, if you look, it shows like paper like this.
So were these like 1 and 2, like these little things, that's what changed?
Right.
Well, the rest of it's pretty much the same.
It was mostly the comp time and it was all scheduled.
It was like an added holiday or something, but most of it was the comp time stuff.
Stuff here.
Some of the stuff that was brought up had already been addressed, it just wasn't in the current, I guess, book.
It got done by the ordinance, but it didn't get put in the
Right.
manual.
Okay. So like this here has after, it has the AF like crossed out, 15 years of service, 4 weeks pay. So what's, are we adding that or taking that out? It just says number 2, author, Andrew.
That's what Andrew put in there to change.
So he's taking the word after, or he's putting it in?
Page 9. It was crossed out or written in. If it's crossed out, he's taking it out. If it's written in, then it's added.
I think they're probably taking the after part out, just put 15 years of service. That's what would be my guess.
That was the only, that one, the very first page, those.
His comments are behind page 9.
Yeah, but
Question things.
does these changes match the change in the policy that the council approved? So, we need to check this.
Okay.
Is that what? Right? I don't,
Who's the
I'd
police
say you have
chairman?
it.
Water and Street handbooks appears that they also need this update. On number 1, and number 1 is about the sick days and stuff. Personal, sick, and vacation days.
So maybe the chairman needs to go over it and then we'll throw it back to the agenda in August.
Or do we, Donnie?
Who?
Donnie.
That all right?
Well, there's one for Donnie and one for water.
This
She
could,
said maybe the chairman needs to go over it.
Oh,
And then she asked who, and I said
Oh, okay.
Donnie.
this could be removed if the council wants. We could keep a separate list within the city listing the various updates for record keeping. In addition to placing. Okay. That's why I was asking, because I actually started looking at it then. This portion mirrors ordinance, page 5, 172513. As residents, the chief of police must live within 50 miles radius of the city limits.
Yeah.
I think it changed because the old one that said must live within city limits.
Yeah.
Another one was like changing the minimum age requirement for being hired from
it seems to
60
have
to
already been
41.
made.
But if you go to the next page after that,
It
it
explains
shows where that change was made. So what's happened is, basically, Andrew went through and updated the book to match the ordinances where the manual hadn't been updated as the ordinances were passed.
Okay.
So he just went through and it shows, all he's doing is referencing where the changes were made and to match ordinance.
And we could add it to the agenda of just going through it with Andrew so we can explain, you know, if there's any questions on it.
Yeah, because like the vacation one is just, it's literally a typo. Because if you go through it, it
I would
says,
say,
after 1, after 2 to 10, 11 to 14, and then after 15, well.
It's just clarification.
that's
Is it starting at 15 and then going, or is it starting at 16?
So it's just taking that word out is all.
we need to ask him before the meeting, save money, ask him at the meeting. Or
We're already
any-
paying for him to do that.
Right,
That's the
absolutely.
Literally,
Couple
that's the only
questions, I
changes
think.
I see.
Yeah, just save
We
it
need
for
to
the
save
meeting.
him for the meetings.
So we can't forget it.
So, okay,
One on the July agenda then?
Yes. Yeah, put it on the July
I
agenda
mean,
to
that's
approve it.
cool, right, Bill?
Discussion and approval.
Okay.
And we can ask, because he actually, technically, we're asking him to just explain
Just
his
explain
part.
it to
Yeah.
us. We need to explain it.
this here, you guys had other last time. The TIF application was discussed and whether the council wishes to proceed with the application. The council will need to decide the goal of the TIF money. So, so that must have been where it was that,
That's where it was
Math.
questioned for that.
okay. And then you checked into this, okay. But what is gonna be our goal with the TIF money?
There has to be some return on investment. That's the whole point of TIF is you're taking money from all the other taxing bodies in town to try to improve businesses and improve the tax structure of the town. But if you give money out to something that generates no tax money, that defeats the whole purpose.
Okay.
And that's short version.
Just wanna make sure
Does everybody agree with that?
we're on agreement of how we want the TIF money to be utilized.
I think you have to just apply.
Stick to the contract of, you know,
It's gonna be by individual.
Yeah, I mean, everything's gonna be different because, you know, some
Different
things,
request, every
yes.
different request.
some things alternately bring in tax money or continue to flow tax money in where other ones are just like the truck, you know, as soon as they pour concrete, we know your real
Right.
estate taxes just shot up
Right.
from what an empty lot brings. But like an air conditioning unit, it may not
Is there
show.
something in writing that explains exactly what that's for people to read before they come to us?
there it is.
Not really, they just have to come and
No,
explain what they want and
TIF, you can ask for anything you want if you're in the TIF district. I mean, there's
So
really
what if they're
no.
not in a TIF district, but it's a business? Can they get put in TIF district?
Yeah. And when they made it, there was one section, they did the whole street, but one little section, which is actually a business.
You know why?
Yeah, you're right.
So
That's in
we talked, I found out
That's
why
terrible.
they did that.
I don't know why.
So the street that leads down to Old Bond, there was, at one time, they had thought about trying to put a subdivision out
Yeah,
past there.
Yeah.
And they wanted that street to be in the TIF district so they could annex that area in and bring it into the city and have it be part of TIF.
that's not the area I'm talking about though. There's that one spot right there,
Which one?
one little blue spot over there. Keep going, no, out that way.
Up here?
Nope,
Nope.
over to,
Over, it would be like where Gina Sign all that is.
See that little blue, no, right, that, you just had it.
Oh, you're talking about the blue in the middle of
Yeah,
that
right
yellows?
Cause the yellow's all TIF.
No.
No,
It's
that's residential. That's a zoning map, you're not looking at TIF map.
Yeah, that's not TIF. TIF
What?
runs,
What is that blue one?
TIF runs all up and down
That's a
Chestnut.
commercial
It runs down the
business.
street leading to.
So is
Bond.
is that where they have the garage house?
I don't
What's blue on there, Bill? What's the,
District,
I thought that was a business
Service.
in there at one time.
I don't know, that's a zoning question, I have no clue any of that stuff.
Yeah, the house on the corner and the next one over is the garage
Is
house.
there-
Yellow's residential, I know that.
I don't know what the name of the street is, same street as,
Jarrett is on?
yeah. Yeah, that same street, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
GSI.
second house from GSI is,
I don't know what that is.
Do you mean the shed? That's where
that
the,
shed, yeah,
that's where the detailing place is.
right. So it's a business, that's why it's commercial.
That must be what blue is.
I think they made that just commercial, just so they could open up that business there.
Okay.
But I thought at one time when they were doing the subdivision, annexing it in, they were gonna annex that in, but then they didn't want to.
You mean where that shed is, or?
Yeah, where Reflections detailing is.
I don't remember really talking about it either.
I don't think it was brought to the board. I think it was Derek talking to the,
It was a long time ago.
If you bring that in, you're gonna bring a lot of residential when they get to it, because you can't just throw an island in the middle of it, they have to touch.
Okay.
but it is,
'Cause I didn't realize Bond was, I didn't know Bond was in it until I got to looking at the good quality map where you can actually see it. It's just basically that street, and then Bond, and then, because what brought it up was that little property that the people bought west of it.
Yeah.
That's what brought it up. Because actually Ricky had talked to you about it. And then because I was like, Bond's not in TIF. And nobody, I don't think anybody knew.
but that
what it
part
was.
isn't, just bond,
Right, just Bond.
because that's.
To the
separate.
alley?
Yeah,
Yeah, so the TIF stops at that alley behind the school.
gotcha. That's good too, yeah, okay. I was
Which,
just asking that.
But I think that's why, because they typically you want your fire department, your school districts and stuff into, so that money.
I don't think that was ever considered part of it. I think it was because they were thinking about trying to do a subdivision and building extra houses out on that west side of town at some point.
Mike Kramer.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's what, when I looked at it, that's what he told me. That's what the TIF advisor said that was in his notes from back in the day. Because that's the first TIF, because we have two. Because we have two TIF districts.
Anything else? No? No? Meeting adjourned?
All in favor?
You didn't have anything to do before we adjourned?
No, I just want to come.
About that.
If anyone wants to help do anything for 4th of July,
What, are you gonna do takeout or the concession stand?
or, I don't know, maybe, or, I don't know, I was
Just
thinking.
open up a concession stand, I mean, do we have the stuff in there to, for like baseball games and
The
that?
concession stand is ours.
Not the stuff in it.
Yeah,
No.
and Derek said, no,
Who
just
tell
don't
me
do
that?
anything.
School,
School stuff in there.
we're basically,
I think what happened.
Well, we really, I mean, you can't do that either.
Company down there.
Somebody has to get a hold of the
I bet you
school.
they said, no, there's too much
I
houses.
don't think so, I think we can
Open
do
it
it
up.
ourselves. We
A
have
bunch of houses, it actually affects their tax.
No, but if
You wouldn't have to go to
you're
the store.
selling their stuff out.
We're gonna be selling their stuff.
I had someone there.
It's siphoned off to the tip. So you're taking